Let's get stuck into tonight's game at the Etihad and hear from both camps. All right, I'm delighted to say we're joined by Manchester City supporter Lawrence Berry and Arsenal fan Sophie Nicilaou. Good morning to both of you. I know this is a big day, big welcome to you both. But Sophie, we'll start with you because Arsenal at the moment are top of the table, so we should do. How confident are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty confident. Obviously, we're going into a match with champions, but if you want to be champions of England, you've got to beat champions. So for us, I think our team have proven all season that they can play against anybody. For me, Tom, this game is going to be won and lost, and this league will be won and lost on this right here, mental attitude. Can we stay in the game early and not allow Manchester City and gift Manchester City anything? That's going to be the key for us tonight, is how we handle ourselves mentally.
Well, in terms of that mentality, Lawrence, Manchester City have been in these situations before for a start, and they've really got themselves going in the league at what seems to be the right time. Do you expect them to have too much for Arsenal?
Look, anything can happen in this kind of game. Arsenal have been fantastic, of course. I don't want to be too arrogant or cocky, but I'm looking at this City side. We're so good on the ball. I think there's 6 or 7 players operating at world-class form. We've got maybe the best striker in world football. Ruben Diaz is unbelievable form. Rodri as well. And I look at Arsenal, and whatever you say, of course, Arsenal could beat us on their day. We've beaten them twice already this season, especially at the Emirates. We bullied them at points. And you look at the Southampton game, through the spine of that Arsenal side, they look worried. They look like they're choking. Even the keeper, 30 seconds into a big game at home to Southampton, bottom of the league. And he's bottling it. I mean, Partey against West Ham, bottling it. So as much as Arsenal could obviously win the game, they're a fantastic side, I don't worry as much as I should do in a Premier League title match like this.
Sophie, the words
choking and
bottling
are really harsh words for, I think Arsenal fans are getting a little tired of this narrative. You're top of the table. You're leading by a few points. You're the only team challenging the greatest modern day, one of the greatest modern day teams in the Premier League with one of the greatest modern day managers. And we're the youngest team, and we find ourselves in this incredible position. What I think bottling it is losing 6-1 at Newcastle. What bottling is losing 7-0 at Anfield. That's what bottling is. I think we're a young team who are learning, and we're also a team that are in the spotlight. We've dealt with adversity very well. People thought that we would finish out of the top 4 last season, which we did, but look at the way we've bounced back mentally. So for us, it's a journey. We hope that we're going to reach the final destination and win that Premier League. But this bottling and choking, that narrative has to just be dead, because this Arsenal team, where they are right now, how could they be choking and bottling something that no one thought they would win in the first place?
I think if the destination for Arsenal does end up second, it's a fantastic season getting top 4. I think there is a massive gulf between winning a Premier League title and looking good on the eye. This isn't Leicester City under Ranieri. This isn't a 1 in a million kind of opportunity for Arsenal. This is, Arsenal Football Club are a massive institution. They're back at the top of the table for a reason, and they had an opportunity to be 8 points clear in the Premier League title race, and somehow that 8 points has now slipped away, and it's now in City's hands if we beat Arsenal at home, which is a game we should be winning. Of course, anything could happen. There's a massive gulf between what happens at the start of the season and where you find yourselves. At the start of the season, coming second, an unbelievable opportunity. You've got a young squad, an unbelievable squad. But now, Arsenal Football Club, for a lot of people, the biggest club in London, how can you be 8 points clear in the Premier League title race and not win the league? That is not the sign of a big club, in my opinion, and it would be choking if you came second this season. You can't lower your standards. If you had an opportunity to be 8 points clear in the Premier League title race, Arsenal won't get that in the next 10 years. That you will not get that opportunity again in the next 10 years.
People thought that we wouldn't get an opportunity to do anything this season, and we didn't qualify for the Champions League, and we're actually now in a title race. You guys are under a lot of pressure too, because we all know you want the Holy Grail. You want the Champions League and you want the treble, because you also want to match your noisy neighbours, or you are the noisy neighbours, and now they might be the noisy neighbours trying to chase you. So there's a lot of pressure that Manchester City are under as well. No doubt about that. You're at home, of course, you have the advantage. We're walking into a situation where nobody's expecting us to do anything. No one's expecting us to win. So what do we have to lose other than win? And for Arsenal fans, the journey has been incredible this season. They've given us the best year in the Premier League, for the last 20 years. That's the reality. So you can say all you want about us not being a big club. Don't mistake one thing. Arsenal Football Club are a big club. They've just been doing small things in the Premier League. Manchester City are a small club who have been doing very, very big things in the Premier League. That's the difference between the two of us.
Not every club wants to be a big club. That's the difference as well. And you've got to look at.
Why wouldn't you want to be a big? Why wouldn't you want to be a big club? I mean, that's a small club mentality. You just proved my point.
Not every fan base wants to be a big club. Not every fan base wants to sell 10 million T-shirts in Malaysia, for example, and sell merchandise. No, City fans don't care. We're happy with a League Cup.
Says the club that spends the most money. Says the club that spends the most money. I just find it hard to believe. So you don't a big club mentality. You don't want to win the treble. You don't want to win all of these trophies. You don't want more. You don't want more people. You don't want more fandom around the world. You don't want your club to grow.
That doesn't matter. City fans are happy with an FA Cup.
Sure, it matters to the owners.
We're happy with where we came from. And Arsenal fans talk about being the biggest club in London. Obviously, you lost to Chelsea in the Europa League final. You haven't won a Champions League. Chelsea have won 2, so you're not even the biggest club in Europe.
Listen, our pedigree in Europe is not great. We admit that. We would love our pedigree in Europe to be great. But neither is your pedigree in Europe great. Your pedigree is in the domestic arena right now. You can't even sell out your Champions League games. You can't even sell out. You know what? There'll be. You know what? For the first time tonight, there will be an atmosphere at the Etihad because the Arsenal away fans will absolutely make that place rock.
I think the reality is Arsenal have no pedigree in the Premier League. They've won 3 Premier Leagues in 31 years. City have won 4.
How can a team that's gone invincible have no pedigree in the Premier League? I think that's where the bitterness kind of stems for some teams.
Didn't do well in Europe. Load of draws, didn't do well in any of the cup competitions that season.
What did the history book say?
You can be invincible and get relegated. You can be invincible and get relegated.
But we didn't. We were invincible and we won. And, you know, it's in the history books and we're the only team with the gold trophy.
That was 20 years ago.
All right, well, let's talk about the game tonight then,
because it's still part of history.
That 20 year, you know, it could end, of course, tonight for Arsenal. We talked a lot about the mentality there, and I must say the last 5 minutes have been not only entertainment, very, very easy for me. So I better do some work and ask some questions here. Lawrence, in terms of the Arsenal players that could hurt you, who do you most look out for in that Arsenal side?
Look, all jokes aside, of course, someone like Saka has been unbelievable this season. I think the way he carries himself, the way he carries Arsenal on the back of his shoulders for the last 2 or 3 years is the sign of a really well-respected young man who's going to be a world-class player, if not already is a world-class player. And I think the way he carries himself is absolutely fantastic. And he's a beautiful footballer to watch as well. So, of course, someone like Saka can hurt us. And then I'm looking through maybe Martinelli on the break with a bit of pace as well. Of course, I hope the last 5 minutes haven't made me come across as if I don't respect what Arsenal have done this season. I think that the forward line for Arsenal have been absolutely fantastic. But again, I think there's a big difference between winning the Premier League and being the best side in the league.
So if you look at the Manchester City side, so I suppose it's the same question, but for Arsenal, is it more important that they get it right going forward because they're missing Saliba and, of course, they've got to try to stop Erling Haaland? Is it more important that they focus on scoring goals rather than keeping them out?
Well, I think for us, it's been a bit tricky. We've gone 2-0 up and not gotten the 3 points. We've gone 2-0 down and not gotten the 3 points. I think the key is to stay in the game mentally, at least in that first 15 to 20 minutes. We can't give them the opportunity. We know what they can do. They can become very lethal. And this young Arsenal team, you know, we hope that once, you know, if they face adversity in this match, you know, that they can overcome it. But the idea is that, you know, we start this game strong and the team sticks together. The away fans are going to be incredible. We've faced this before, Tom. We've had to go to Anfield and win by 2 goals, and we've done it. We've gone to White Hart Lane twice and won the league. We've gone to Old Trafford and won the league. Why not this young Arsenal team to go to the Etihad and get a result? They've been one of the best teams to watch in England and maybe in Europe this season. And my advice to the guys this evening is be water, Arsenal, be water.
Sophie, I was going to ask for predictions, but your prediction is certainly that Arsenal are going to win, and I assume, Lawrence, yours is very much for a home win.
Yeah, 100%, and fair play to Arsenal for scraping a draw against the bottom side of the league on Friday.
Sophie.
Did you lose to Brentford at home and did you draw to Everton? So if those teams can get results against you, I think maybe the Arsenal have a little bit of a shot. Come on, you Gunners, 3-2.
Lawrence, I knew for a fact that Sophie was not going to get you let you have the last word, and I was right. Sophie, Lawrence, thanks very much for joining us. Good luck to both of you from a neutral tonight.